Survival House Network.
Hiya, hiya, hiya. They're shrimply delicious. Hiya, hiya, hiya. You'll go for that mouth-watering, taste-tempting, meaty shrimp mixture all wrapped up in a crispy noodle jacket. It's a treat you can't beat. So come on, join the folks that are getting fresh, crispy, Flavo shrimp rolls now at the snack bar. They're shrimply delicious.
Hey guys, welcome to the show.
What's up, freaks?
We are broadcasting live from RiverMan's trailer down by the river.
In a van down by the river.
It's a trailer park, so yeah, if you hear the woods talking, the creek talking, what have you, you know what's up. So
We're moonshining right now.
What's been going on, Lush? Anything?
Oh, God. What hasn't been going on?
Yeah.
Kids, housework, doing all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm very happy right now to be getting a break.
Well, I hear that, man. Yeah, I've been doing the whole 55, 60 hours a week, but it's not... I don't have to deal with the kids, which is, I'm guessing, a totally different thing.
Yeah, it's a whole nother world there, man.
Yeah. But, yeah, we got some good things coming to you this week. We have a review of the Super, which well, we'll talk about later. We don't want to give anything away, but... I
think we've mentioned it probably on every show so far.
Pretty much. And the thing is, yeah, we ended up contacting these guys for a screener copy because, we're like, oh, it's about time we actually, try to track it down and watch it. And, yeah, they're, more than willing to send it our way, and, well, we're going to review it for them, too, so...
Yeah, we very much appreciate that, too, so thank you to them. That was very nice of them to do that.
But, yeah, let's get into some news. I don't have any news, and...
Yeah, I'm somewhat unprepared for this show, so I don't really have anything, I don't know. Look up horror conventions. I'm sure there's some coming. You'll be able to find them.
Yeah, I'm sure they're out there. I mean...
Sorry.
I can't really afford them, so I haven't really been looking.
Yeah. No, I like to try to have those, for you guys to, just to mention them, keep them in people's heads. So you know that they're coming, but yeah, I haven't had time to get any looked up, so I don't have anything for you right now. But I guess we could just pretty much jump right into upcoming DVDs. Huh?
Well, yeah, but before we do that, let's talk a little bit about. I guess we're the newest members of the Horror Happy Hour team.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah! Let's mention that. They brought us into the family.
Yeah, the whole sleazy family with Chris and Dave, and they were on episode 4. They're on the last episode,
talking Switchblade Sisters with us.
Yeah, and they're really cool people, and we joined the team. So go to our not our Facebook page, go to our fucking YouTube page.
There you go.
Because we're going to be having some DVD reviews or whatever for you.
Yeah, we're going to kind of jump into the and it'll be on the YouTube page, and we might even post some on the Facebook page too. Some video reviews, so you can see our pretty faces as we're talking about some of these movies.
I don't know about that, but
it could be good or bad depending on who's looking. But
hopefully there's somebody tossing off to us.
Oh, there better be. So yeah, we're gonna be doing some of those kind of we're doing them for horrorhappyhour.com and kind of just for ourselves too, just because it was something that we had been I think kind of discussing already.
Yeah.
Just because today I think things are just so visual.
Yeah, I agree.
People like to see what they're listening to also. So yeah, we thought we'd just throw in some video reviews in the mix there too. And so you'll be able to find them in like any number of places. Our YouTube page, probably our Facebook page, and then Horror Happy Hour.
Blog Spot.
Yeah, the blog spot. And
we'll just throw them everywhere for you.
And then, of course, horrorhappyhour.com.
We'll spread our legs and throw it right in your face. Let's do that.
We'll give you a nice squirt of awesomeness.
That's right. Yeah, but we're going to be doing, old shit, new shit, releases that just came out, or we're not going to be strictly, new horror. Like, I know they do a lot of that, but Lush, you watch a lot of the newer stuff. I'm not really into the newer stuff. I do watch it and everything, but I'm not as into it.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing a little bit of both, so look out for that.
And actually, there is one posted on the YouTube page now. I just did a video review for the Fangoria Fright Fest movie called Hunger.
Okay.
So that's up on the YouTube page. However, the audio is delayed maybe 3-4 seconds. So it looks a little goofy. I apologize for that. I don't know what happened, but I tried to fix it and it just didn't work out. I might still try to work on that, see if I can get it remedied, but you'll get the gist of it. It'll just kind of look like a fucking Godzilla movie or something.
And anybody that knows Behind the Mask or listens since day one, we're like the king of audio fuck-ups.
Oh, fucking audio.
Had so much problems with fucking audio, so
ridiculous.
I don't know. Video quality is always good for us, usually.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Can't seem to get audio right, but what can you do?
We'll figure it out one of these days. It'll all line up one of these days.
Exactly.
I fucking hope.
Yeah. Was there anything else you want to talk about before we got into DVD releases, or just bullshit about anything? Or
well, yeah. Actually, there was a couple of things that I was kind of excited about. Well, one anyway that I can think of off the top of my head right now. Just a couple movies that are coming up here that I was really looking forward to checking out. One of them is called Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh yeah, it looks great.
Oh my god, I saw a trailer for it. It's Magnet is releasing it, and they're putting out like some of the fucking best stuff right now, like them and like IFC Midnight. They're putting out great stuff. But this Tucker and Dale versus Evil, it's like one of those movies that I was like totally fucking pissed off and jealous that I didn't come up with it, because the concept is like so fucking cool. But yeah, if you haven't seen a trailer for it, I think I don't know if it's available to watch right now on like IFC in theaters on demand. It possibly could be, but I'm not sure, because I know I've seen people that have said they've watched it. If you haven't seen a trailer for it, look up a trailer for it. It looks fucking phenomenal. Hilarious.
Hell yeah, and that, I also wanted to tell, I haven't really got to talk to you, Lush, a whole lot, but a few nights ago, RiverMan and RiverWoman went to the local cinema and checked out Tree of Life.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah, I did, yeah. Terrence Malick.
Yeah, but... for him, he's an acquired taste.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, and
he makes a movie like every 5 years or even more than that, probably.
Every 5 years, and the main reason I went to go see it was, I'm a huge Sean Penn. Yeah, I love Sean Penn. I love Brad Pitt. Even though a lot of people might hate him, but I love a lot of his serious roles.
Yeah.
I went to the local Plex and checked that out, and I walked out. I really enjoyed it. And then, of course, RiverWoman hated it. She thought it was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Which, I could see. There wasn't a whole, the plot. There wasn't really any plot. It's mostly visual. Mm-hmm. So, I slept on it. The next morning I woke up. What the fuck am I talking about? I woke up, and I was like, you know what? It was too fucking artsy for me. I thought it was a piece of shit.
Really?
After I slept on it. Visually, it's amazing. It's stunning, beautiful. Mm-hmm. But, of course, there's no really story. It's,
Yeah.
If you're into those, maybe if you're, tripping on LSD or something, it'd be great. But, I really like the visual aspects of the movie, but...
I know.
I don't know.
Yeah, Terrence Malick really has a good eye, I think. But
I haven't even seen The Thin Red Line. You see that?
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, and it was, not your typical war movie.
Yeah.
At all. It was real slow. Real long, drawn out. Maybe, I mean, it was good. It was okay. It wasn't really my, cup of tea. I think that one there too. I mean, I think it was. I don't know. I guess as artsy as you can be with a war movie.
Yeah.
Like that's it was an artsy war movie.
Yeah.
Kind of, So I mean, but yeah, I mean, he's talented. I mean, no question. But like you said, definitely an acquired taste, and I know, there's people that love him and people that just can't stand his work. So,
and all the artsy fartsies, I'm sure, love him. I mean, not saying he's terrible. I couldn't really get into it. I don't know if it was the day or what, but it was either between that or the Planet of the Apes, and I'm kind of pissed off I didn't see Planet of the Apes because he was fucking great.
Yeah, I think Rise of the Planet of the Apes is pretty cool, I think. Yeah.
I do too, man. I definitely need to see that.
I didn't care much for the one with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, it was a piece of shit.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of that, but this one looks fucking good. Good summer movie.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if there's any other good. I think next week is that Fright Night opens up.
Yeah, the remake of Fright Night.
Which, I'm not really looking forward to, but I mean, I'll see it just because it's something to see.
Yeah.
And I don't know, horror-wise, what's going to be really coming out here next.
Well, I know next month, Kevin Smith's Red State comes out. That was the other one that I was real excited about checking out. I posted a trailer of it on our Facebook page a while back. But it was they had just put out the Red Band trailer for it, and I checked that out. And before I saw that Red Band trailer, I hadn't even seen a trailer, period, for it.
Really?
Yeah, no, I hadn't.
I think I was talking about a few episodes ago. I think I mentioned
you did bring it up.
About it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the actual official trailer. It's not the other one that we saw previously. So.
Yeah, and it looks fucking great.
It does.
Oh man, I cannot wait to see this movie.
I'm a huge fan of religion. I'm not a religious person, but movies based on religion.
Religion in film.
Religion in film, yeah. I find it very fascinating, especially, if it's not like, Christianity and like all the other bullshit religions that you actually know about.
Yeah.
I like the whole, the cults and all that other
fanatics. Yeah.
Which is, definitely different. So, keep an eye out for that. And,
I know it comes out next month. I'm not sure an exact date on it, but I know it comes out. It said September, so.
Cool.
So, yeah, I'm sure you can, I don't know, they might have an actual, set release date for it now. I'm not sure, but check it out. I don't know. You can find it. It's around.
All right. Well, we'll jump into DVD releases that will be coming out here in the next month or two. First, I wanted to talk about, I was on somethingweird.com, and I found out that a Blood Trilogy Blu-ray, which is going to be coming out with Blood Feast, 2000 Maniacs.
Color Me Blood Red, right?
Color Me Blood Red was the third one. Yeah, it's going to be
H.G. Lewis trilogy. Yeah,
it's going to be a trilogy on Blu-ray. Definitely looking forward to it. I love 2000 Maniacs. Blood Feast is cool too, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what it looks like on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's not going to look fantastic, but
it'll look as good as it can.
Exactly, and that's why I want to see the film. Look as good as it possibly can.
Yeah,
and that'll be dropping September 27th with a basket case too.
Yes,
and I have the original basket case from Something Weird. The regular DVD, but the Blu-ray should be great for that.
Yeah, actually on one of the group forums I'm on Facebook, a lot of people are like just now discovering Basket Case. I saw.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I swear, man, they're just now and they're loving it. They're like, man, I just watched this movie called Basket Case. It's fucking great.
I watched that movie like fucking 15 years ago.
I know, right? They're like,
where the fuck have they been?
Like, dude, that's a classic. Like, oh, I never even knew about it. Like, seriously? Like, yeah, they made like 3 of them. Oh, really? Yeah. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that too.
Hell yeah, man!
Pretty cool. Love Basket Case. Frank Henenlotter is the shit.
Oh, I agree. Can't go wrong with Henenlotter.
No, man, he's awesome.
Now, the other one I came across was this movie called Cutthroats 9. It's a double feature. That and Joshua are on it. It's a Code Red release that'll be coming out here, I believe, August 16th, next Tuesday or so. It's basically a spaghetti western. They say it's like the most violent film. Well, that was back in 1972.
Yeah, at the time.
But it definitely looks entertaining. I still haven't seen this. It is out on DVD. It has been out, but I think it's out of print. And I think Code Red picked it up, and they're going to throw it out. Which I've really been impressed with all the Code Red movies that came out recently. So I think I'm going to jump on Cutthroats 9 and give this a watch because it looks really, really good. Because I love this, violent, spaghetti western type of flick. So
it does. It looks great. It looks really good.
Keep that. Keep your mind open for that, I guess. Next one is Thou Shalt Not Kill Except.
Is this releasing the same week?
No, this is. I don't think they have a release date for these yet.
A release date for that yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
But these are going to be put out by Synapse, our good buddies from Synapse that have been coming out with fucking great titles lately. I mean, everything. They haven't released a date yet, but I think it's before the end of the year, my guess. Mm-hmm. And of course, this is produced by Scott Spiegel. It's a great looking flick. I haven't seen it yet. It's hell out of print. Mm-hmm. You can buy the DVD, but you're gonna have to pay the big bucks on eBay, which I don't want to do. So of course, I'm gonna wait till the Blu-ray title comes out from Synapse.
Yeah.
That one and also Intruder, Scott Spiegel, and that actually directed, which I have really fond memories of this movie.
Intruder, yeah.
Lush and I used, working in the produce department in the grocery store. Yeah. We loved the whole slasher grocery store type of flick.
Yeah, that was great.
I think the guy got his head chopped off in the trash compactor or something.
Yeah, somebody got stuck in a trash compactor.
Decapitated. I don't remember, but yeah.
Was it a decapitation, or did he just get completely crushed? I don't remember.
You know what? It's been. I think we saw it 5-10 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while back.
And I remember I really love this film, but
it was a lot of fun.
The quality was shit, I thought, but they're going to be releasing it in Blu-ray, so it's gonna look beautiful for you guys.
Definitely,
we're definitely going to pick that one up from Synapse too.
I'm really looking forward to that. Thou Shalt Not Kill Except.
Yeah,
that looked like just a fucking fun, kick-ass movie.
And I think Ted Raimi and Sam Raimi are in the movie.
That's awesome.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and I think they were both in Intruder also.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And then Bruce Campbell with his 5-minute cameo.
Fucking not even 5 minutes in Intruder. Yeah.
Was he pleased? Obviously, got shot or killed or something. Or?
No, he just he showed up at the very end of the movie.
Very end, yeah.
Yeah, and he was in there for maybe a minute. But they gave him fucking top billing on the cover of the movie, though.
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell in Intruder.
Hell yeah.
At the very end of the movie.
Yeah, and I remember, I'm going to revisit Intruder, but I'm going to wait till Blu-ray hit, the Blu-ray hits. But I remember loving it, so.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, go check that out. Those are all the DVD releases that I have for this week.
Some good stuff.
Now, these next couple months, we'll keep an eye open.
Yeah.
But, you watch anything recently, Lush? Or?
Yeah, I got a few that I can talk about real quick. See, one of the more recent ones that I watched. What the hell was it? Now I don't remember. No, it was called. It was called The Nameless, and it was a Spanish language movie. But pretty good though, man. I really enjoyed it. It's pretty kind of a mindfuck. The main character in it gets pretty much mindfucked, in the worst way.
Yeah.
It was pretty much this couple, husband and wife. Their daughter goes missing, and the police find a body, and she had some kind of issue where one leg was shorter than the other, and the body that they found had that same issue, and there was just a lot of things that led them to believe that this was their daughter. And so 5 years, I think it was 5 years go by, and the husband and wife have since gotten divorced. They just couldn't, get past it or whatever. And the mother gets a phone call one day saying that, "Hey, mommy, it's me. It's your daughter. I'm still alive," and blah, blah, blah. "You need to come here and find me," or whatever. And So she doesn't believe it at first, but then she starts thinking, okay, yeah, my daughter's still alive, and she gets in contact with the police detective that was in charge of their case 5 years before, and he has since quit the police department, but she kind of convinces him to kind of take the case on for her, and
sure,
and he kind of starts helping her look into this whole thing, and it just gets like really fucking weird, like really fucked up. I won't give too much of it away, but it was really good. Definitely worth watching. So check that one out. It is streaming on Netflix. It's called The Nameless.
Nameless?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I have to give that a watch.
Yeah.
The only one I watched besides the Super was a movie called Hard Rock Zombies. It's starring, I think it's E.J. Curse.
I think he went by, what was it, at the time, it was E.J. Curcio. But now it's now he goes by E.J. Curse.
And I think, I don't know why, but I think this guy was in Playgirl. I think I saw that. But
is it in your backlog of issues?
My backlog of issues. My memory banks probably from a shower about 10 years ago. But bear with me here, Lush. But yeah. Hard Rock Zombies, 1985 flick. It's a horror comedy, musical. Well, kind of musical. It's about a musical band, hard rock band that travels to a small town and everything. And the town's run by a bunch of right winged hillbillies. They don't like rock music. And
kind of like Footloose.
Kind of like Footloose. I agree. No Kevin Bacon, which sucks, but EJ was pretty good in his own. He played the character Jesse, which was the lead singer of the band, and they go to this small town, and they're not welcome. Of course, they're saying he can't put on the concert and all this shit. And they run into a weird, kind of a crazy family. They're just into random weird shit, and they end up being I don't know. This movie's just all over the place. It's hard to explain, but this family ends up turning out to be a bunch of Nazis, and the father turns out to be Adolf Hitler. He rips off a mask, and he turns out to be fucking Adolf Hitler. So there's Nazis, there's Hicks, there's rockers in it. There's the gore and the special effects were kind of minimal, but the cheesiness was fucking. I mean, it was right on, man. Lush, I had played for you this little tune called Cassie or whatever.
Yep.
That they performed in the movie. And,
why that song never took off, I have no idea.
Exactly, and I mean, just. Yeah, go watch the trailer.
Yeah.
The trailer gave me a hard on. I saw the trailer. I was like, that's my next disc on Netflix. So yeah, I got it from Netflix, and you know what? I really enjoyed it. I think people should give it a chance. And if you're looking for some cheesy horror comedy, it reminded me a lot of a Night Train to Terror type of just so random. The movie's just fucking random.
Oh, yeah.
Which, I like those. I mean, you don't have to think about them. You just sit back and, have a few drinks. And,
I was going to say, good one to watch beer, or watch beers. Have beers and watch.
Hope you don't watch beers. I'd rather,
I'd rather drink them.
I'd rather, but, just kick back and don't even, turn your brain off and watch some stupid movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I would recommend it, though.
Hell yeah.
Was there anything else you watched, Lush?
Yeah, a couple more I could mention. There was one, actually, as, people who have, listened to the past, 4 shows that we've done. I know I did a segment on one of the shows. I think it might have been in episode 3, possibly. I did a film noir favorite. So I'm into a lot of that old, black and white kind of detective mystery kind of shit.
Yeah.
But I watched this one called Fury, I think it was. I believe it was from 1938 and starred Spencer Tracy. And this was an old school, 30s old school fucking revenge movie. Really. It reminded me of almost like Law Abiding Citizen, sort of, but if it was done back in the 30s. And, of course, you're not getting all the bloody killings and all that, but basically this Spencer Tracy, him and his fiancée or wife, they're they're pretty much broke. She ends up going to Chicago to live with her mother, who I think was ill or something like that, and he stays behind to try to work and save up money, and then they're going to reunite at some point. Well, they end up being separated for like a year. And during that year, he opens up a garage and gas station with his brothers and makes some good money, buys himself a car, and after a year, he's finally ready to go out to Chicago and be reunited with his fiancee or wife, or what have you.
Yeah.
And so he gets out there, or on his way out there, he gets stopped by the cops, and they take him in for questioning on a kidnapping of a local girl, and he obviously, I mean, everybody who's watching the movie knows that he's innocent, but there are things that kind of point to him as a suspect, so they keep him in custody. Well, then word gets around this little, like, podunk shit town that they have, like, a suspect in custody, so all the townsfolk start coming down there, and they pretty much turn into a lynch mob, and they ultimately burn down the jail, and everybody assumes that he dies in the fire, and but he doesn't. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess I just kind of gave that whole fucking thing away, but so he comes back. Yeah, he comes back for revenge, but he wants to do it like the legal way. He wants to see those people go through like a trial. He wants to watch them squirm, and he wants them all to die, but he wants it to be legal. So he wants them all to be hanged, after they get found guilty. But it was just, I mean, really fucking good movie. And then there was a lot of, his own guilt and, like, I don't know, just all kinds of shit going on. But it was really fucking good. I highly recommend it. It's called Fury. I'm not sure if that's on Netflix or not. If it is, I would imagine you can get it on DVD, but probably not streaming. But yeah, I just watched that one recently. And then Black Death, I watched that one. That was good, period piece, like set back in like 1398 or something, around the time of the Black Plague. Mm-hmm. And it was a cool kind of take on, that time period when the Black Plague was happening, and there was a lot of like, religious stuff going on there too, and it was pretty good. I actually won it from Magnet Releasing. Cool. So they sent that out to me, and that one also is streaming on Netflix, so you can check that out. It stars Sean Bean. But yeah, it was definitely worth a watch, so check that one out too.
Yeah, I didn't really watch anything else. I've been watching a lot of Entourage. The new season's out on HBO. Yeah. I've been catching up on that new season, and it's going pretty good. I mean,
final season, right?
Final season, yeah, which I'm sad about. It's it's a great show for you that actually watch it out there. But yeah, the only thing I don't like about it, I think Ari's kind of a little bitch in this season.
Really?
Kind of a pushover, which, he's been like, he's been the fucking king in all of them, like the king of comebacks and everything. And now that his wife is, divorcing him and, finding other men, then he's kind of turned into a little bitch. But, yeah, it's a great show. Check out this season. Also, Curb Your Enthusiasm. I've been hooked on those pretty much, and that's all I have pretty much time to watch. I mean, not a whole lot of time.
Yeah, speaking of TV, I got real into that Falling Skies on TNT. That was pretty good. They just had their season finale this past Sunday, and that was just fucking... It ended, like... I was like, what?
Really?
Seriously? And we got to wait all the way until next summer now.
Oh.
Summer 2012 before we get a new season of that, so... Well, I guess. But great show, though. I think you can get it, like, cable on demand. They have all the episodes from this first season, so check that out, too. It was a good show.
Well, Walking Dead should be coming out here pretty soon.
Yeah.
I listened to a few podcasts and they were talking about the trailer. I still haven't got around to watching the trailer. I mean, I love Walking Dead and all, but I haven't seen the new trailer for season 2. Have you?
I saw because I watch Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
And it's another great show. If you don't watch that fucking show. It's really good. But yeah, they did like a sneak peek or whatever from season 2, and all it was what's his name? The main character. What's his Rick? Is it Rick?
Well, yeah, they shouldn't...
In the show?
Yeah. I forgot half of that shit because it came out a year ago.
Yeah. I think his name was Rick.
Yeah.
But yeah, the cop, the main character, he's like hiding behind a tree. You see a zombie coming up from, coming behind him. And when the zombie gets close, he pops out and just like beats its head in with I don't remember what the hell he had in his hand, but he just beat the shit out of him with something, and that was all.
Yeah,
that was all they showed. I'm like, oh wow, what a great in-depth look at season 2.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was Rick, by the way. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, it's obviously it's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be fucking cool.
No, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it.
I mean, it was a cool scene that they showed. I was just expecting a little bit more than that. But.
Yeah, and I don't know, upcoming shows. We have like little mini interviews with some of the cast of The Walking Dead. We got from
a couple zombies.
Really cool people. So keep an ear out. We might throw that in this show in the next couple. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
yeah, we had who was it? Melissa Cowan. Played the bicycle girl. Mm-hmm. One of the more I think memorable zombies. Yeah. From season 1, and then Sonya Thompson. Which she played a couple different zombies. Or so did Melissa Cowan. Melissa Cowan played a couple too, but really nice though. Both they were really cool.
Great gals. Yeah. Really cool, and that was at a local, pop culture convention here.
Yeah, and it was just real quick, like a minute or two, interview with them. Just asked them a couple of questions, and they talked a little bit about their experience on the show. And
that was just cool to meet them. Yeah, cool to talk to them. I mean,
definitely.
But what should we do next?
I don't know. You want to roll into a break and then maybe sink our teeth into the super?
Let's do it. Well, little treat for you guys. Rolling into the break, I'm going to throw in a little song from the movie that I was talking about.
Well, you know what? Actually, if you're gonna do that, then I guess we should maybe from there roll into Red Rocket's segment.
Okay.
And do that, and then after Red Rocket's segment, we'll come back and do our review of the Super.
I think let's do that.
I think that song would be a good lead-in for him.
Yeah, I agree. This is from the Hard Rock Zombies, and you might get a kick out of it. So this is what you should expect.
This one goes out to all the ladies.
All the ladies. What was that from? Back to the Future or what?
Oh, what does he say? It's for all you lovers out there.
All you lovers. That's right. A little soulful, I don't know.
That's right.
But you're listening to Behind the Mask with RiverMan
and Lush.
Stay tuned.
Hell yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to Behind the Mask. This is the Red Rocket segment.
Hey, what's up, guys?
We're just chilling. So you've been doing the P90X then, or?
Oh yeah, dude. I feel like I'm gonna vomit right now. I feel like there's a pack of rabid wolverines in my abdomen.
Yeah. So describe to me what the hell you were just talking about. It was walking push-ups. What the?
Oh
fuck?
God, it was walking push-ups. Basically, tonight's workout was core synergistics, which is basically synergistics. Basically means you're working out everything. Like. You're utilizing your core, always tightening your buttocks and tightening your abs while doing, for example, one series of a workout, I will be doing sort of a pattern of lunge, then curls, then, it's everything all balled up in one. It just makes you want to vomit, man. I can't explain it anymore. But the walking push-ups are just nuts. That's just, becoming a plank on the ground. And walking into your push-ups, and it's hard. And
I've heard that planking is really big right now.
What the hell is that? Everybody talks about planking.
I guess you just like stiffen up like a board and just lay somewhere.
Well,
you lay
I've never heard about it being big. I mean, I'm not really into that. It's like networking wise. A plank is pretty much is a huge part of yoga. I know yoga is really big with the hipsters. I've been doing yoga. I do yoga once or twice a week, and it comes off wussy, but it ain't, man. It really does a lot for you, and everything's sort of based around that plank. You go into downward dog, find your chi. It's nuts.
So you're training with Tony Perkis then, huh?
No, well, his name's Tony Horton, dude. But he might as well be Tony.
Oh my God, dude.
Tony.
I'm feeling skinny.
Me
Tony.
too, Lars. Did you say skinny wieners?
Dude.
No, Julie.
I see a famous rap artist.
See, the President of the United States. He's British.
England. Yeah, he's British. I see star.
I'm looking at a picture of a guy planking in an airplane in between two, the overhead compartments. In between them, his head's in one, his feet's in the other. It's crazy.
Yeah. I got some picture where there was all kinds of dudes like planking all over a kitchen, like up on top of like cupboards and like on countertops and like between countertops, and it was fucking just nuts.
That is stupid, dude.
Yeah,
fucking retarded.
As we're recording this, my old lady's over here planking on one of our dinner table chairs.
Really? Oh my god.
She's over here like, shut up. Good stuff.
It sounds lame, maybe like doing the yoga stuff and actually being fit and trying to be healthy, but I don't know, man. I'm at the point in my life where I want to take that stuff seriously.
No, it doesn't sound lame. I mean, just the whole planking thing sounds fucking stupid.
Dude, it's nuts. When you plank, you are utilizing every muscle in your body, and then you're always turning to that plank position. It's like you might start and plank, and then it's like, okay, let's go into a side where you'll not leave that stiffness, and you'll turn on one of your arms and turn on your side and lift your arm up in the air. And now you're doing a plank on your side, and then it's like, go back into that regular plank. Now go into this crazy ass position. Now it's like, but you never leave it, and your abs, your butt. I mean, I've got an ass of steel, Todd. I can't wait for you to feel it.
I might be going into a downward dog here in a little bit.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny.
Should we jump into the music?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I thought this was the fitness section.
No.
Behind the Mask now has a fitness segment.
Yeah.
We could get an interview with Jillian Michaels.
Or Suzanne Summers.
Yeah.
She reminds me of friggin' Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor, dude. She's like scary in a manly way.
Totally.
And she's really toned, but she kind of looks like a man in the face. She's a dog. Kind of like, Linda Hamilton. Like that one dude.
She's one of those chicks. Like, I mean, she's not like, I don't know. I wouldn't call her ugly or anything, but I could totally like picture her taking a power shit, and that just totally turns me off.
Speaking of shit, RiverMan hasn't been able to shit for the past couple of days. He's been eating too many minnows or something. I'm getting kind of freaked out, man.
Too much P.F. Chang's?
Probably, man.
You're just going to take a monster one like here in a day or so.
I like how I know it's going to stink, man. It is going to stink like the rotting dead. Because that's basically what's going on in your belly right now. You are just...
You're going to shit a football here in a
I like how we're staying on the topic of health, even though we're trying to move away. But I'll comment really quick on the topic of, having movements. Eating healthy in this diet, I am so regular. I take a dump 5 times a day, and it's so regular. And with all the protein, I'm like clockwork, and I'm so healthy. And with all the protein I take in, it's like I shit bricks.
Oh God!
It's like I'll do that. It'll be a brick and it'll be done. I'm like, all right. It's like I do it in shifts, like 5 times a day. I'm like in and out in like 30 seconds. It's amazing. Nobody gets mad at me at work. It's like, oh, he'll be back in 30 seconds.
Oh my God!
I don't eat Mexican food, so I don't know what it's like to have the runs ananymore to piss out of my ass. I don't know these things anymore.
Well, that was music.
You can edit all this out.
And we'll see how motivated I am.
So RedRocket, how about that Solution 45? Did you dig any deeper into those guys?
Okay. No, I watched, I think I had gotten into like 3 of the videos, and I think I listened to the other 2. I listened to the first song that you had sent me a couple of times, and the other 2 I skimmed over. But, now I have to go back to them. Regrettably, it's one of those things that actually I haven't thought about it since you sent them to me. It's one of those things, but stay on me about it, so I'll keep listening to it. But on a first impression, I'm trying to think of what I had told you. I'm trying to go back and think about it. First impression is that guy I think it was the first song on that bridge. He had a really crazy register of note right before that guitar solo. I don't know. I think I had mentioned that I'm not super. It's been really popular the last 5 or 6 years. And I credit stuff like Killswitch Engage, where it's like, hey, let's have the heavy groove metal core, verse or whatever, and then let's have a sing-along chorus that, would be fit for radio. But during the verse, let's scream. And I've never hopped on that bandwagon. I don't like Killswitch Engage. I'm probably, catch a lot of hate for that, and all the bands that follow that. Yeah, it's just not my thing. But so they kind of had that, but not that they were a Killswitch Engage type band. There was elements of a lot of stuff. But I really liked it. I liked it on a first impression. I want to listen to it more, but...
Yeah, and I kind of did the same thing as you did at first. I kind of was like skimming over some of their stuff a little bit. Mm-hmm. But then I finally got the idea. I'm like, well, their stuff, you really can't skim over it because there's so many like fucking changes within one song.
Yeah.
That you really have to listen to it straight through, And
that's what I dig. I mean, I like, stuff that isn't so straightforward, and I like, stuff that might be more complex and, maybe take a little bit of patience. I'm definitely not a casual music listener.
Yeah, a lot of their song structures are just really, really different.
Well, yeah, that's why I liked it. It wasn't, I know I referenced, I hate tags and I hate labels, but the metalcore, the mallcore bands. I mean, I even know what the heck. Crabcore, absolutely. Whatever all that means, all those bands, they're not like that because they had elements of a lot of stuff I like the progressive metal and progressive rock, and then they had the sing-along choruses. But the dude can wail; he had a really good voice. It was, if I remember correctly, it was really in taste. Like there's some singers that really try too hard and to me go overboard, and that guy had a nice range, but yet he knew how to, stick with the note and sit on it,
Right.
So, I mean, from what I heard, I dug it, and thank you for reminding me, so I'll, go listen to it some more. And I was actually out shopping today for new music, and I didn't even think about it. I should have looked into it. By the way, sidestep, Best Buy, they're really, I think, finally getting the idea of how bad the market is as far as decreasing physical album sales and stuff like that. And if you guys have noticed, CDs are getting relatively cheaper. You're at your big chains, which that's all there basically is now, like Best Buy. More and more CDs are staying $9.99 instead of just like first week. And like I came across just a sporadic. I would come across sporadic 99-cent albums, and these weren't like generic albums; they were good albums. Like whoa. And then I went on the website to find out all the albums that they had for 99 cents to $2, and most of them were, if not good, they were worth. Hey, it's worth $1 to try. Why not? It's not putting me out. And found some gems. And then today they had kind of like the $5 bin at Walmart for DVDs. They had a $5 CD bin, and it was like. I was a kid in a candy store because they had some good stuff, man. I bought some stuff that I hadn't had. The only Alice in Chains album I've never owned just because I practically owned RiverMan's copy in high school. I think I gave it back to him when we finished.
Yeah.
And I actually never picked it up just because I can't justify paying $9 for a used CD. And I won't download it. But they had it brand new, the Alice in Chains live album. I'm in love with this album. I love it to death.
Well, it's great, man. Queen of the Rodeo.
Yeah, Queen of the Rodeo, and I love. They had a track. They had 2 tracks on the last Action Hero soundtrack. They had, and the one that wasn't the single that was a little bitter, and they played it on this, and I love the version. It's amazing. I pretty much own it just for this. And then I bought Billy Joel, Glass Houses. It further almost completes my Billy Joel discography. I'm a big fan.
Nice.
And I bought Ozzy Osbourne, No Rest for the Wicked, just because it's the one I don't have like the rest of these. So I completed 3 of my discography collections for $15, and I feel complete.
Cool.
So check that out if you guys are still into buying music. I know a lot of you guys aren't out there.
I think the last thing I bought out of a bin like that was like the greatest hits of the Isley Brothers or something like that. I love that old soul shit.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I ended up just picking up the Electric Light Orchestra greatest hits from the bin too, and
nice.
I've been digging that. I mean, CD. The whole CD's great. So I don't know. I've just been driving around listening to a few tracks and drive my girlfriend crazy, and how that goes. So
we know what you've been hot on lately, and is it safe to assume you've been hot on the the band we were just discussing. Lush, or is there, what else have you been listening to?
Were you talking to me?
Yeah, Lush.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, I was distracted there for a second.
What?
There's things going on here you don't even know right now.
Bunch of Bobby Brown, huh?
Oh, yeah. He says ain't nobody humping around, but there might be some people humping around right now. No, I'm kidding, or am I? No, what have I been listening to lately? Jesus fucking Christ. You know, I was listening to a lot of that Solution 45 recently. Listened to quite a bit of them. Who else have I been listening to? I did listen to some more of that PM Dawn CD that RiverMan picked up.
Hell yeah.
By the way, man, I want to see that VHS. My gift, but sorry.
Oh, no, you have to send me your address, man.
Well, I'm only going to be... Okay, all right, we'll do. I'm not going to get off on that. But PM Dawn, I don't even know... I honestly am not familiar with it. Is this something I... Like, is this a must check out? Or
90s R&B. You might like some of it.
Like Shy, dude?
A little Shy, yeah. It's kind of like Shy, but a little more hip-hop to it.
These guys had some deep lyrics, though, you know?
Yeah.
They were like really fucking like spiritual and shit. All the while being like, I don't know. I mean, it was they had some spiritual stuff in there, but it was still popular. I mean, people still liked it, you know? It still, I think, caught on with people fairly well.
You know who got me into Shy was Eddie Winslow from Family Matters.
Eddie Winslow.
He was obsessed with Shy, dude. Every time he wanted to smooze on the women, dude. Turned on them Shy.
Dude, I always wanted to, like, put lines in my head like that. But I didn't, I always wanted a fro just so I could put the lines inside of my head. Put a Z, the dollar signs.
Look at those dollar signs. There's no Z.
There ain't no Z in DD. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, you know what?
Me.
One other band that I was listening to a little bit of just recently, which, I mean, I'm really into them. I love them, was In This Moment.
Oh, hell yeah.
A huge fan of theirs. I've met them several times, and they're really, really cool people. And Maria, I think, is just an amazing fucking vocalist. Beautiful Tragedy, which was their first one, was a pretty brutal album. And I really enjoyed that one. Their second one, called The Dream, she did a lot more vocally. Like, I mean, it wasn't as heavy as their first, but she did a lot more vocally. She really showed people what she could do with her voice, you know. And their latest one, Star-Crossed Wasteland, which I still haven't heard the full album yet, which I'm really upset with myself about, but the few songs that I have heard off of it, it sounds fucking amazing. It's I think a good balance of heavy and, you know, otherwise.
Yeah. I've caught them once. I think I caught them opening for Rob Zombie, I think it was.
Yeah.
You know, and I've never listened to the records. I've heard Beautiful Tragedy, that single from, Wherever and Whenever. And, I saw them live, and I enjoyed it enough. And she had some pipes. I mean, I can't really comment on the genre too much, but I liked it for what it was, She was attractive to look at on stage, more so than the Rob Zombie band.
Yeah. You should check out The Dream. Because I know you're into... a lot of the voice people too. Like of course you've mentioned the Josh Groban and all that stuff. So I think you would really appreciate their album The Dream, because she does a lot more with her voice in that one.
And I gotta admit something here. I love the female voice, love it, but I can't jump on the bandwagon of the female masculine voice. The pig squeals and the growling. Basically, I mean, nothing against it. I mean, more power to them. I don't know. I can't get into it. I can't. I think I was watching that metal show or something on VH1 Classic, and they were on the program, and they were performing a cover of I'm Broken by Pantera.
Yeah.
And my dad walked by, and he's like, that actually sounds pretty good. Is that a chick? You know, and she was sounding like Phil Anselmo.
Yeah.
And, you know, it sounded pretty cool, more power to her, but I don't know, man. There's just something, there's a hurdle for me to get over. Maybe it's just a hurdle I have to get over personally. It's just not, like, I don't know. The times are changing, I guess. But
You know, I saw a clip of that, and that made her just all the more hotter.
now, granted, I did rewatch that online, and one of the other band members was growling with her to give it more of a, you know, the more masculine approach. So it wasn't all her, but yeah, she had it in her though. She was doing it.
And on a side note, yes, I realize all the more hotter is not grammatically correct. That was just the first thing that rattled off of my fucking tongue. So
I doubt anybody's gonna, talk about that.
Somebody's gonna listen and say, "Oh, what a dumb fuck! All the more hotter, really?"
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're gonna probably talk about the taco shits and the Afro talk and all this other stuff first before we get into grammar. But
who cares?
Yeah, I don't care, man.
Cool. I want to throw out there another one I picked up and been rocking out to. Well, I don't know if you can really call it rocking out to because it's a country album. Is the Essentials by John Denver.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys are John Denver fans, but
not me.
I've been really digging his stuff, and I don't know. I'm not a huge country fan, but there are a few country artists that I do like Johnny Cash, of course, and John Denver, some people like that. But I don't know.
I've just always heard that John Denver was full of shit, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, well, you remember back like 10 years ago when everybody was doing Dumb and Dumber lines every second? You wanted to strangle them.
Oh yeah.
Now it's funny again.
Now nobody does it. Yeah, exactly.
It's so funny again.
And that's great. Speaking of John Denver, I personally have not latched on to John Denver, but I have nothing but respect for singer-songwriters. I'm not even going to go into bluegrass or country or whatever the heck they are, but just singer-songwriters in general, nothing but respect. I might not like all of Bob Dylan's stuff. Some of it is kind of hard to swallow, but the man was a great songwriter and should be respected,
Yeah.
Somebody might think he had the worst voice in the world, but, there's millions of people that beg to differ, so that at least that speaks in volumes there. And same thing with John Denver or whoever. So I have respect for musicians, not nowhere however you slice it.
No, I agree. I'm a big singer-songwriter junkie myself. I mean, the majority of the people I do listen to are singer-songwriters with, like Paul Simon, because I'm a huge Simon and Garfunkel freak. So,
yeah.
Cat Stevens, of course. I mean, there's, that's the majority of stuff I listen to besides metal. But
yeah.
Well, I don't know. You might consider his solo stuff more singer-songwriter-esque, and even some of the stuff he did with Dire Straits. But my hero, Mark Knopfler,
oh yeah, he's awesome.
He was a songwriter. And he still is, and he's amazing. And I love that guy so much. Totally not metal, but he's one of the most brilliant guitar players in my opinion. Nobody finger picks an electric like that man. That's not an easy thing to do. Not an easy thing to do.
A buddy of mine he's a guitar player in a metal band. His favorite band of all time is Dire Straits.
Yeah, and I know the mutual friend that you're talking about, and actually he got me into Dire Straits. It goes back to the 7th grade, and I remember I was into nothing but, like every kid at that age, the first band we're introduced to in our generation was like Metallica and bigger bands like that, or Ozzy Osbourne, and from there it ebbed and branched off. So I was all about Ride the Lightning and Fade to Black, and we were both into it. And he was talking about Mark Knopfler, and I'm like, that MTV song? Like, that MTV song. And he lent me Brothers in Arms when we were like 11, and I was hooked, man. And, oh my god! And I never looked back, and I just went back in their discography and went into solo
What's
stuff.
your favorite album / song, or RedRocket?
From Dire Straits?
Dire Straits.
I'll do it. I'll do both. I'll say an album as a whole, and then I'll do my songs. They're not necessarily the same. I don't know, man. They don't have a bad record. They really don't. And
I agree.
They're all very, very different. You got Brothers in Arms, which is so polished, and it's so diverse. It's not like the self-titled debut where it's pretty straightforward. Like, hey, this is us. We're the Sultans of Swing. Here's a bunch of stuff in that vein. But even their root sound, like on that original record, and Communique, the second one, the second one I put Communique, which is not as popular as their debut, over the debut. I think Communique's brilliant. Portobello Bell and News and Once Upon a Time in the West and stuff like that. But their core sound found on those first two albums is made up of jazz, blues, rockabilly, just so many styles rolled into one. And I don't know, it's tough to say. And like I said, Brothers in Arms, it's very, very popular, and it sold a crap ton of records, and it put them on the map. But it's such a good record that can't be ignored. It has everything. But at the same time, I can tell you that Romeo and Juliet is the greatest love song ever written. Like, I'd kill to write a song that good.
Oh yeah, that's a great song
with that much feeling, and just no man can not sing and just kind of croon like he does, yet sound so good and have so much feeling in what he's muttering, because he's one of those crooner types. And I don't know, I wouldn't change his voice for the world. My mom can't listen to him or like Bruce Springsteen because they sound like they're taking shits, as she says. And that's what she says. Verbatim. And I don't see it like that. I love Mark Knopfler's voice. There's something about it, and it's so charming, and I don't know. I want him to read me a story in bed with that British voice. It's
and I gotta say, my favorite song of the Dire Straits is "On Every Street." It's a song that like brings me back. I mean, I didn't hear it when I was a kid, but it brings me back to when I was a kid. I don't know why, but living on this certain, living, with. I'm not even going to get into it, but yeah, it brings me back.
Well, I mean, and I could have went into that too, because I was kind of touching on that. Their first two records had that core sound, This Is Us, and then they really branched off into many things. And on Every Street, the record, by that time it was basically Mark Knopfler solo. Everybody in the band had friggin' been out, and he had a bunch of assorted musicians. And after that record, they disbanded, and he just started going under the solo moniker. But it was a country western record, basically, for the most part. And we're not talking about modern country. It was very influenced in older, 60s American western music. And I've never been a big fan in particular of country western music of that era, but I really, really adore and like a lot of stuff that's influenced by it, kind of like that Dire Straits record. It's got just enough.
Oh, yeah, it's Calling Elvis. I mean, that sounds country-esque. I mean, Heavy Fuel a little bit. I mean,
yeah.
That's just an all-around great song.
But listen to, like, oh, God. I'm drawing a blank here.
Fade to Black.
Ticket to Heaven. That's a very 50s, what's the kind of oldies? It's got a very oldies feel. It makes me feel I'm driving next to I'm George McFly's date to the frickin' dance, right? Chevy Nova, and that song's brilliant. I love it. That's like a song my grandfather would love. And there's songs like You and Your Friend, which are kind of like smoky jazz room type stuff. And I don't know, but the song you mentioned is brilliant. I love it, and that breakdown or that bridge section kicks in.
Gives me chills, dude.
It really does. It's a great song, and the lyrics. It's total singer-songwriter. I know what you're saying about the lyrics. If anybody out there, just listen to the song and listen to the lyrics, and you could probably place something to do with yourself and those lyrics and relate to them. So yeah, I can't pick a favorite. There's a lot.
Hey guys, I think the Lush is going to check out here, but keep it going strong. And RiverRocket, don't forget to talk about Seeing in Flames.
Oh gosh, man, you're not going to stick around for that? I totally forgot about that.
No, I gotta get rolling, but yeah, definitely talk about that, because when I saw them, they were fucking phenomenal. So
okay, all right,
definitely talk about that. So
all right, man.
All right. Well, we'll hook up with you guys soon. Everybody else, I'll be back to you in the next segment, probably.
All right, brother.
Goodbye.
Later.
Yeah.
Traitor. But yeah, man, he's right. We actually got some ground to cover. I totally forgot about the In Flames and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
But what I didn't mention was, and I was actually going to mention to him because I know he listens to him, but I didn't get to my pick of what I've been listening to. And I've been pretty much listening to nonstop. I don't think I've listened to anything else this week, but Mumford and Sons.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't really dipped into them yet, but I want to, man.
I really think you'd like them a lot because I know a lot of the stuff you like, and they're just really, and I know they're popular right now, within their circle. Yeah. And as far as the folk music, they're, folk music as a whole isn't like the most trendy.
Oh, I dig folk music, man.
It's not a big fish in the greater pond of things, but within their pond, they're a big fish, if you know what I mean. But the CD, the album, Sigh No More, is just front to back really, really great in the whole thing, and it's very songwriter oriented, so you need to check that out. But
well, cool. Did you want to get into the In Flames?
Yeah, well, let's see. A couple weeks ago, I went to a tour in close to my town. It's a tour that I probably normally wouldn't attend. I went to the Mayhem Festival, the Monster Energy drink, and I normally wouldn't attend it just because the headliners are usually, hokey mainstream acts that I really don't care about seeing. And this go around, it was Disturbed and Godsmack. Woohoo! These bands like that, I'm not trying to disrespect them or anything like that.
Yeah.
But they're just really big in the radio festival and these summer tour circuits. They're like around all the time. Even if I was a Godsmack or a Disturbed fan, which, believe me, I probably would never be in any life, I'd probably be sick of seeing them. They're just around so much. I mean, they play the town I'm in currently, which is a C market, annually, if that tells you anything. But I guess it's the reason why they're as big as they are. But anyway, there was a few bands that I went there to see. I had free tickets. It was at the Verizon Amphitheater, and my good buddy is a manager at a Verizon store, long story short. But I went for Megadeth. Megadeth was there, and they were third billing under Godsmack. So it was them, Godsmack, and Disturbed as headliners. And, it was a great, great, great set. And they sounded really good. The PA system was amazing. They actually sounded a lot better than they did at the Big Four Indio concert.
Okay.
Which is, surprising, but they sounded really good. And I also saw In Flames for the first time. That's what Lush was talking about before he bailed out. And I've never been... I've never really been exposed to In Flames too much besides casual listening. I know a lot of diehard from the beginning In Flames fans. They talk about how their style had shifted like a decade ago, and basically the whole endless argument of, old this band rules, new this band sucks,
Yeah.
I've never been anything past a casual listener, so I can honestly say I enjoyed all of it, Mm-hmm. I'm not one of those purists, at least yet, with them. But I really enjoyed it. They put on a good show. Their singer had a lot of energy, really positive energy, too, and I really liked it. I caught Kingdom of Sorrow. It's the joint effort between Jamie Josta of Hatebreed and Kirk Winstein from Crowbar and Down. Really, really, really enjoyed their set, on the parking lot on one of the small stages. And very, very, very cool. Definitely want to pick up their record. Plus, Kirk Winstein's the man. The guy's got a gnarly beard, and he's just, he's like Tony Iommi. Oh, I almost wanted to say Tony Iommi a generation later, but man, he's pretty old. He's got like a beard and white. He looks like Santa Claus with no hair, but who else did I see that I really, really liked? I don't know. Those are the highlights. I got to meet some of these people. I got to meet Megadeth. That was, well, it was going to be a big thrill, but a lot of people showed up where a lot of people caught wind of where he was going to be, and a lot more people showed up than I would have liked to. And basically, there's a bunch of guys in yellow shirts shooing people away because so many people crowded around them, and it wasn't so personal. It wasn't so personable. I didn't sit there and get to ask him. I had a couple questions lined up. I wanted to ask him for the podcast, just to get some info, down. And it was so impersonable. Yeah, it was so impersonable because of that I didn't really get to bond or anything like that. But it was really cool to see the mop up close,
Oh, hell yeah.
Make eye contact and whatever. And so that was really cool. And I met Kirk Winstein and Jamie Josta. Jamie Josta and Kirk Winstein, they were very, very, very friendly, very humble people and very talkative, unlike your Dave Mustaines where, I don't know, it's not their fault. I know they're busy and they got to be places, and when there's so many people, you can be overwhelmed. I get that. I met Machine Head. I talked with them for a few minutes. Some of them were pretty nice. Phil Demmel, their guitar player, was, 3 minutes I spoke with him. He seemed like a real sweetheart, very, very humble and down to earth. And, you meet those people like you were talking about Toad the Wet Sprocket last week that actually engage in conversation, and they really show that they, are interested as far as like asking you questions like, oh yeah, tell me about that, showing that interest. He was one of those people. Jamie Josta is one of those people. There's certain bands that are like those people. Didn't get a chance to see if Dave Mustaine was really like that or not, but I don't imagine. But I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Gosh, goodness, who else? But overall, it was a really good show. It was free. I met Rita Haney, Dimebag's estranged ex. And I chatted with her for a good 5-6 minutes. She was really, really nice, down to earth, just a Texan gal. She was, there, I think, promoting the Ronnie James Dio Cancer Foundation, donations, and also running her. They have the Dimebag tents where they sell off his merchandise and stuff like that as well. And I kind of got to enter the venue early because my friend works for Verizon, and I caught her kind of around and about, and I just went up and introduced myself, and she was really cool. Would love to get her on the podcast, I've actually reached out to her. Hopefully she would get back to me soon. That'd be cool.
That'd be great, yeah.
That would be cool, man. She sort of represents the Dime estate now, and not to mention she knows pretty much anybody and everybody he was into in the business. She's got the connections, and she puts on the biggest Dime Bash tribute concert annually in Los Angeles, so it's by what she puts on and that inspiration that there's countless other people in other cities across the country that do it, like the ones that you have going on as well. Everybody does it in honor of Dimebag Darrell. But yeah, all in all, it was a great, great show. Hey, you actually were telling me you were at a concert last week, and I never got to talk to you. What show was that?
I wasn't at a concert last week.
Sure you were. I messaged you, and you said, sorry, dude, I'm at a concert when I tried calling you.
Oh, yeah, I was at a concert last week.
So it wasn't that good, I take it.
No. Oh, RiverMan's been really busy. He's been working 60 hours a week, so I'm kind of... I don't even know what day it is anymore. So, yeah, I was thinking 2 weeks ago, but yeah, I think it was around last week or so. Lush and I went out to a local bar and watched this band called The Clincher play. It's kind of a female-fronted band, and it was a good time. I mean, of course, the sound quality wasn't the greatest because it was in like little, hole-in-the-wall dive bar, but. Yeah, we had a good time. So
that's cool.
They were playing. It was kind of funny. They were playing Lady Gaga covers.
Oh yeah,
yeah, which was kind of funny. I think they played like 3 of them. They're playing some of her new stuff, and
that's a little excessive. 3, holy cow!
Well, they kind of like they kind of
that's on the verge of being a cover band.
No, well, they kind of like put them all together into like one song, but yeah, kind of just blend it all together. So,
see.
But yeah, it was a good time. Got out for a little bit. And...
That's cool. Absolutely. I was gonna say, yeah. As far as upcoming shows, I'm actually about to crisscross the nation. I'll be hitting up New York City, San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Houston, Texas, and even Canada here all in the next couple of months. and I'm already looking on Polestar for all the different concerts I can catch. And there's a lot of hopefuls. You know, I don't know. We'll see which ones actually work out itinerary-wise. I really would love to catch Opeth in New York City. Of course, I'm a fanboy. Dream Theater will be in New York City as well. Love to catch that. Tons of stuff going on in L.A. and Houston. I just missed... who did I just miss? It was Down. I just missed Down in L.A. Down is going to be in my neck of the woods, but I don't think I'm going to be here. I'm super bummed. I think it's when I'm going to be out. They're actually going to be in Kansas City. And but yeah, there's tons of bands. I got to look into it, but I don't know. Looking forward to that.
Well, shit. Let's kind of jump into. I think you had a Facebook comment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to dedicate this segment of this episode to our number one fan, Patrick Fury.
Your number one fan, especially, right?
No, well, see, I really liked it. I thought it was great to read the feedback or rants.
I love any feedback. Yeah.
Oh no, it gets a kick, man. I like it, and I mean, let's review it a little bit here. Basically, he's stating, and he stated this about the movie segments as well. I mean, but you know, sticking to not branching out enough. And I get that. I respect that. And I agree 120%. And that's something that I want to strive for. And I think we should all strive for. And it's naturally a lot harder to talk about things that we don't like. You know, it's easier for me to go on and on and on and on about, you know, how much I love Dire Straits or, you know, whoever, you know, and it's a little harder to go on about friggin' Katy Perry or whatever you don't like.
Exactly.
But I get it. You know, it's important to be as even as you can. You know, and he was talking about, he gave a bunch of examples of some records that we should have mentioned, you know, and he's got a great point. There are some in here, and I can go over some of them right now. Hate Eternal. You know, the reason probably why I didn't mention Hate Eternal, it goes back to what I just mentioned. Really, really, really not into the death metal scene. I mean, there's a couple of gems in there, but it's just not something I can usually sink my teeth into. So naturally, it didn't come out. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't cover the broad spectrum, definitely. The Morbid Angel album, you know, as he put it, extremely terrible. That is one that we could have discussed. Morbid Angel, one of the fathers of the Florida death metal scene, released an album that was definitely had some elements added to it that weren't there in past records, and it's caused a little bit of a stir, almost a techno element, dare I say. And I don't know, I'm just one of those guys where, like, it kind of goes back to like In Flames and your purists, the people that have been fans from day one, or, you know, or like a Slayer fan or an AC/DC fan. It's, you all of a sudden throw a different ingredient in the recipe, and some people are just going to be quick to you know, turn away from it. But me, I'm really open-minded with that kind of stuff. And as far as Morbid Angel, I actually dig some Morbid Angel. I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore fan or anything by any means, but I'm open to it. You know, I hear that stuff, and I think some of it sounds neat, you know.
Yeah.
That's just me, though. So I'm not hating on it as hard as other people are, but I'm not really in the same place. He also mentions Mastodon. They do have a new one coming out. I think it's August, or is it September? I think it's September. There's a ton of records coming out in September. Gosh, man, between all the ones that I always talk about, your Opeth and DTs and Megadeth's coming out, and I think this Mastodon's coming out, and tons of stuff. And I think I was mentioning to you, Mastodon, they're one of those bands that I really, 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 really want to like. And from day one, even back with, like, Leviathan, and even, like, what is it, Remission, even earlier than that, I think, they were just the kind of band that I should have loved, and I really wanted to latch onto, and they attracted me. Like, just the album covers and what I had read.
Yeah, the album covers are great.
Yeah, even just what I'd read they were about back in the day. They're like, wow, this sounds like it's going to be right up my alley. You know, I was basically shopping buy the album covers even. They were that cool. And so I really want to get into them, and I just can't. I've seen them live, I think, 3 times.
I saw them live with you once, I think.
Yeah, it was at the Unholy Alliance. It was with Slayer and Lamb of God and Children of Bodom and whatnot. But I've seen them a few times, and then I caught them last time I was in the Neck Year Woods with Between the Buried and Me, who fantastic band as well. I could go on and on about them. They're favored over Mastodon in my opinion, but they just bore me. I can't help it. I want to get into it, but I can't. They put me to sleep, and I find myself wanting it to be over. I know that's horrible. I do. It's just boring. And I love conceptual albums. I love that stuff. I love well thought out music, stories behind it, whether it's fictional or, like Blood Mountain and the whole ideas behind it. But I don't know. They just sort of cross that line to where it just becomes redundant and a little too much to take in for me, But
I see where you're coming from. I've never really been able to get into them either. I mean, few tracks I enjoy and everything, but for the most part, I'm in the same boat as you.
With that said, like I said, I really dig what they stand for. I really dig what they've done as far as their concepts and the things they base their concepts around, their storylines. I think they're great. Just their overall style. Like I said, I should like them. I don't know. It's just one of those things. Maybe it'll hit me eventually. Maybe they just haven't come out with that record yet. It's like they got the vibe, they got the sound. Maybe I'm just waiting for the record to knock my socks off to come out. So maybe that's that new one. So, and with that said, I'm definitely going to listen to that one and give it a few spins, and we'll definitely review that one. And
he's also talking about like Hate Eternal and Toxic Holocaust. I've never even heard of. I mean, I'm not really into the whole death metal scene, so.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few exceptions. Like I said, we could go into tags and labels in the different branches of genres, and I'm not all about that. As far as death metal, like I said, I can listen to Morbid Angel. I can listen to Death. This stuff isn't, and even these bands are like in moderation. I can't listen to a whole album of it. You throw them in a mix or a playlist, then it fits in usually just fine. That's kind of where I am. And I like a lot of these bands that sort of have a different element to them. Like they're not necessarily like Cannibal Corpse. I cannot get into the gore metal. I cannot get into it. I can't do it. Cannibal Corpse has a sound and they stick to it. You take a band like Death, it was also kind of known as technical death metal. Like Chuck Schuldiner, he was a really great guitar player. So you kind of have that element of real musicianship in there too. And then you've got bands that are like death metal, but progressive rock, progressive death metal. You just got so many different things to throw in. So I don't know. It all comes down to just liking a band and not liking a band, I guess. And, in pure Patrick fashion, he was always the guy to rag on, I believe, you and me, and pretty much anybody else I think probably comes in his way that likes Dave Mustaine and Megadeth.
Right.
I think Megasuck, as he calls them. I think he's always referred to him as that, maybe. But that's awesome. The thing about this is, if you didn't have people ranting. People in the metal genre or rock and roll genre or whatever, they're passionate, and you can't say that about any other genre. When I think of Lady Gaga fans or Katy Perry fans or Beyonce fans, I think of these are casual music listeners. These are people that listen to, your top 40 radio station, and they're not going to go. A Beyonce fan isn't going to go up to a Katy Perry fan and be like, "Man, Katy Perry sucks. She's gay," and really get into a debate over it. It's just they don't really care that much. They're just casual. It's just music to them, and they like it. That's about it. So, but yeah, in this realm, you have this stuff where we can get vocal about it, and my band's great, your band sucks, yada yada. Here's my reasons, and I love that. I love that debate. How boring would it be if we all liked every single same band? It's cool when you hook up with those people, and in that sense, but I love debate.
Well, it goes hand in hand with horror movies too, and that's what I love.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. There's a million people that are going to hate on a guy like Dave Mustaine, and, I totally get why they might not like certain things and maybe his music and how he is. But for me, it's all based on opinion. So with that negative feedback on a certain thing, that's opinion. Like that whole post from Patrick, that's an opinion. And my opinion is that, hey, I like Dave Mustaine. To me, I think I love Megadeth just for Rust in Peace and Peace Sells alone. And, Holy Wars has 5 of the top 10 greatest heavy metal riffs all packed into one songs. This is just my opinion. And it goes deeper than that with Dave Mustaine. He's just been an inside joke in yours and my relationship, RiverMan, ever since we were kids. So to us, he's like an icon, and we find him hilarious. We have tons of jokes. We could just do a million one-liners and stupid little impressions we've been doing for years and years, and so
that nobody else would get. But
yeah, it goes a little deeper than that. He's really a character in our eyes. So, but yeah, like I said, keep that stuff coming. I love it, and I totally agree with a lot of the stuff that's said on there too. I think we're gonna work on branching out and really trying to spread our wings and expand our horizons a little bit and cover as much ground as we can. And a lot of that actually is probably going to come with just further getting better at organizing the time out for the show, because I know we want to keep segments only so long. So
yeah, we're kind of jumping around a lot, but I mean, it's still this is only our 5th show, so it's still a work in progress.
Yeah, so I'm saying we'll hone in on that and we'll get that down. It's just like, okay, hey, we have 30 minutes to talk about something. So naturally, it's like, okay, let's pick a few things so we can give a little bit of detail. But even then, it's really rushed sometimes. So we'll figure out a way to get it in there so we can talk about as much as we can. Oh, my gosh, I'm sorry. I just now noticed his diss on Anthrax, Since Among the Living. I get that too. It's all good, man. I've never been a huge Anthrax fan. I like the 90s stuff, but that new song really kind of had me floored. I really, really liked it. Among the Living is a pretty bitchin' album though, by the way. But yeah, that's just pretty much my take on it. I love the passion there.
Hell yeah, man. And we thank you, Patrick. Keep writing in. Disagreeing with whatever we have to say, we're all about that. So,
and you know what I'm gonna say? Something that came to mind is people have their quote unquote guilty pleasures. I'm not guilty of anything. I talk about them all the time. Between the different artists I listen to that aren't exactly rock or maybe not even oriented in the male fan base, and I could care less. I remember his Travis. His stepbrother telling me he was a fan of My Chemical Romance back in the day. I could have that's something that's asking for debate too, but more power to you. No,
yeah,
seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's such a pendulum, and more power to you. Like I was talking about how I'm just not a fan of Killswitch Engage. That doesn't mean I'm going to hate you, RiverMan, for liking them. It's like, hey.
And I'm sure he's going to give me shit for listening to John Denver, but I don't give a fuck.
I love it. Rockin' Mountain High.
That's right, dude.
If I didn't want that, and I wouldn't sit there and talk about it on the metal segment of our show. I wouldn't sit there and we wouldn't talk about John Denver and Josh Groban and Mumford and Sons and all like that. So you know what? I'm pretty much asking for it. It doesn't bug me one bit. So much respect to anybody and everybody in all different walks of life and music and et cetera, et cetera.
Well, shit, I think that wraps up our segment.
I guess so.
All right, guys. Well, Lush and I will be back with you with probably our review on the Super, so stay tuned for that. But
I can't wait for that. And you know what? Everybody out there listening, keep this trend up, man. I really liked Patrick's input a lot. Keep that up. Somebody post more on the wall. We want to hear more of that stuff. Tell us your feedback. We take a lot from it. I've taken a lot from it.
Oh, yeah.
What you don't like. Tell us what you maybe like, but don't be afraid to, take the gloves off.
Yeah, we gotta know. I mean,
dish it out to us, and we like it. We like talking about it. I love reading it. It's just tell us what you think sucks. Tell you if we suck. I don't care. I could care less. We got thick skin. Don't be afraid to hurt our feelings. Exactly. I mean, I don't cry as much as I used to. Don't worry. Only when I drink. Hello.
Alone.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So that wraps up our segment. It's been a blast.
Well, you're listening to Behind the Mask with the RiverMan
and RedRocket.
It's the last of the boxes. We finally got our own place.
Let me be the first one to welcome you to the building. I'm George, and I'm the super. You need anything, you come to George. You are good kids. Good to have you here.
They were real disrespectful to the boys coming home from Mom. I remember that really hurt George the most. You guys been through a lot, you know?
When was the last time you got the rent on time from anyone in this building?
Stop.
It's true, these people walk all over you like a rug.
You need to tell him that he's not allowed in here when we're not home. I don't ever want to be alone with him.
I just wanted to ask if you could do me a favor and not come into the apartment when we're not home.
What do you mean? Why would I?
I've been involved in some pretty rough stuff.
How rough?
Snuff films.
I'm over my head, and
I know a guy who can help us out. He's a cop.
Sardusky's here. Get the fuck down.
Hey, man, what's up?
Hey, what up?
If anyone can get rid of these, it's him.
It's gonna cost you money.
I'm gonna teach him a lesson.
They deserve everything they get.
Got the keys, and he makes it okay.
You think I could get you out of this right now? Jesus couldn't fucking save you.
Hey, this is Melissa Cowan from The Walking Dead, and you are listening to Behind the Mask.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Behind the Mask.
We be back. Our thanks, as always, to RedRocket for the little music segment with some other little madness kind of sprinkled in there, I think.
Hope that P90X is working out for you, Red.
Yeah.
But, this segment, we're going to be talking about our review of the Super.
Get into the review.
Hell yeah.
And, as I said at the top of the show, we've mentioned this, I think, on almost every show, kind of as they've gone along, when they I think they got their their European premiere. We talked about it then, and just all kinds of shit. I know some people that had been putting it over really well for quite a while, and they with good reason. So I'll get into we'll get into our opinions of it here in just a second, but. The Super was directed by Brian Weaver and Evan Makrogiannis. Stars Dimitri Callis, Lynn Lowry, Ron Braunstein, who some people might know as a Necro. He's a rapper. Manouche, who she's just, oh my God. I mean, I've heard that she only does like more extreme violent movies. Like that's all she'll do.
Sounds like my type of woman.
Yeah, she's great, man. She's mean as ever in this one. Let's see who else is in there. Ruby LaRocca, Edgar Moy, and Rain Brown has a little cameo. I could have used a little more Rain Brown in this movie. That was one of the only things that I had to kind of nitpick about it. But and then of course got to mention Brandon Slagle as Franny the Tranny.
Oh yeah, I love Franny.
He was great. So that's pretty much the cast rundown. I mean, before we really get into the movie, I'm really looking forward to seeing more from the writing, directing team of Brian Weaver and Evan Makrogiannis.
Oh, I agree, and they definitely have the type of feel that like fits with our podcast and
exactly
the newer exploitation, new school,
yeah,
which you don't really see very much. I mean,
there's been. It seems like there's like a resurgence. It's. There's been a lot of them starting to hit recently.
Well, there's a lot of them that say they're like, exploitation / grindhouse type of films, which they're really not. They're just pieces of shit.
Yeah. But, it's like we've talked about before. I think we talked about that with when we had Dave and Chris on the last episode, is that, people just will slap the term grindhouse onto their movie and thinking that it'll give them some kind of cred, when it's not anywhere near what that's supposed to be. But.
And it's funny they were saying that because, I did see a trailer the other day. It's kind of off topic, but I did see a trailer the other day, and they just slapped the term grindhouse on it, and the movie looked like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And it kind of upset me a little bit, and it's like ever since, Grindhouse, the mainstream Grindhouse came out, it has been like that. Like, people have been jumping on the bandwagon because I think exploitation kind of picked up a little bit after that.
I think with the release of a film like this, like The Super, obviously I think the probably best known one around right now as far as the new school stuff is of course Hobo with the Shotgun.
Oh yeah.
I think since that came out and was such a success, people are starting to make more of these movies now. I saw one. I think Toe Tag did the special effects for it. It was called Revenge is Her Middle Name. I think I sent a message out to the director of that in hopes of getting possibly a screener copy of that one.
Sure.
Because I saw a trailer for it and it looks pretty cool. It looks like a good piece of fucking sleaze, man.
Oh, yeah.
Right up our alley.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, stuff like that, like this one, The Super, Hobo with the Shotgun, this Revenge is Her Middle Name. There was one a while back called Run, Bitch, Run. That was kind of, good sleazy exploitation. It wasn't, Run, Bitch, Run, I don't know. It wasn't one of the best ones, but it was still a decent. It was worth watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's seems like there's starting to, for the past year or so now, there's been kind of a resurgence of exploitation fare, which I'm really digging.
Oh, I am too, and
really enjoying it.
We'll also kind of talk about how we'll talk a little bit more how this fits into like the whole new school exploitation. Kind of after our review, after we give you our thoughts about it.
Yeah.
But we'll pretty much just give you the rundown now. Did you want to start?
Yeah, basically, I mean, the premise of the movie is Dimitri Kalis plays a guy named George. He's an immigrant to the U.S., but he served in Vietnam and all that. And he's the super of a building in Queens. And I mean, he is kind of. I mean, seems like a real nice dude, Seems like people kind of step all over him,
Yeah.
They make mention of, he hasn't gotten the rent from a bunch of people, and he talks with his wife who's in a wheelchair, and she said, you got to stop being so nice to people. They're taking a shit all over you.
Who's played by Lynn Lowry?
Lynn Lowry, plays his wife. And which, I mean, she's been in The Crazies. And, what was it? I Drink Your Blood. She was in that, wasn't she?
I used to have a big crush on her.
Yeah,
not so much anymore, but
oh, she was fucking gorgeous back in the day, man. Shit. So yeah, he seems like a real nice guy in the beginning, but fairly quickly, I mean, you get kind of a glimpse that you get the idea that there's a little bit more going on with him, under the surface, because he does a couple things that are kind of questionable,
Well, the whole movie kind of opens up with a scene of a woman locked out of her apartment building.
Right.
And she tries to, get into her apartment by going down, opening a window, going down to the boiler room to try to get in, or whatever whatever it is. And then you see, like, you know, some guy, like, you know, some guy go up and kill her. And that kind of opens the whole movie, which, I mean, I love movies that, you know, open up with a kill.
Oh, yeah.
You don't really know. I mean, you kind of know it could be the Super, but it's, I don't know, it kind of just sets the tone for the whole movie.
Yeah. And that was Rain Brown, by the way. Got killed in the very beginning. Her little cameo in the movie. So, yeah, I mean, that does kind of set the tone for it. And so, yeah, he just, you know, it kind of, some of the story kind of centers around these two new tenants that move into the building.
Karen and Andre,
played by Ruby LaRocca and Edgar Moy. They move in, and, you know, everything's, you know, kosher with all of them, you know. I think she's a little kind of creeped out by George. But, you know, he's just being nice to him. He almost seems like too nice, you know?
Yeah.
And so she's like, what the hell's this guy's deal? And so, yeah, that's kind of, you know, how it starts out. And then you get a little more into, you know, some of his background. He meets up with a friend of his and an old war buddies who has died. He meets up with that guy's son. And they go to a bar and have drinks and stuff, and, you know, just kind of talking about the old days, talking about the war and all that stuff, and then some fucking yuppie punk starts shooting his mouth off about the war.
This fucking guy is saying, like, you know, the whole Vietnam's a waste of time and shit, and I mean, just right to his face.
Doesn't he call him like a baby killer or something?
Yeah, I mean, he fucking pretty much slaps the guy in the face, you know, and, like, not literally, but by talking a bunch of shit about, you know, Vietnam vets and everything, and I mean, he doesn't have that. He starts wailing on this fucking guy.
He just goes apeshit on the dude.
Which I don't blame him. I mean, running his mouth and shit.
Yeah.
And, you know, gets kicked out of the bar, you know, with the other guy. And, I mean, the yuppie couldn't even believe that, you know.
Why'd you hit me?
Yeah, he walked
Why'd you have to hit me?
Why'd you hit me, man? What the fuck? A fucking pretty boy piece of shit.
Yeah. So that's, I think, kind of like, you know, one of the you know, first glimpses that we get into George where we see that he, you know, he's got some anger.
He's got a temper.
Some violence in him, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so then from there, I mean, he ends up going, and I think he kind of uses as an outlet, like, he ends up going into the new tenant's apartment. And I think he kind of uses that as like an outlet, you know, almost. Like when he gets mad or pissed off, he goes and does this shit. To kind of, I don't know if it makes him feel empowered or something like that, you know, like he feels like he has some kind of control. Because he's like using their toothbrushes and shit.
Yeah, he uses their toothbrushes and, you know, uses their towels and
rubs his face all over their towels.
Yeah, he starts, you know, laying in their bed like sleeping and shit. Yeah. And I don't know if he gets off to this later or what the fuck he does, but
well, they come home and they end up there's a nice little sex scene in there.
Yeah, and he's fucking peeping out of the fucking closet.
Yeah,
you know. Watching the two. Go at it or whatnot, and I don't know. Somehow he like sneaks out of the house, the sleazeball that he is, and they don't know about it. That he's in the room.
Yeah.
Basically, of course, waits till they come, and then jaunts out of there. Keeping the memory banks, baby.
That's right. Stored in the spank bank.
But yeah, that's a little bit of George. But
yeah, and I think, you know, I'll just say now, you know, as far as his character went, I thought, you know, Dimitri Callis was fucking great. I thought he played George fucking just extremely well. And he did it, like, I mean, at times, I mean, this is how good he was, because at times, you're fucking really creeped out by him, and you're like, I can't believe he's doing this shit.
Yeah.
But then, like, the next scene, like, you feel bad for him.
Yeah, you really, Like,
he's a really, like, sympathetic character at the same time as he is a fucking just creep, you know? Which I think a lot of it is a credit to Dimitri Callis.
Oh, I agree, and, one thing, I'm backing up just a little bit towards the beginning. The one thing we didn't mention is one of the other streetwalkers or whatever, called Franny the Tranny.
Oh, Franny the Tranny, yeah.
Which is, the ugliest tranny you'll possibly fucking see with
lipstick smeared all over.
Do I have lipstick on my teeth? That type of tranny.
No, but it's on half of your face.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty nasty, and he becomes friends with Franny, and
because Franny was a vet too, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean not from Nam, but I think maybe like Gulf War
or something
like that. He had been in Iraq or something like that. So George, shows him his respect. Even though he's a homo,
yeah,
he like gives him odd jobs and shit to do around the building and stuff like that. And,
sure,
they develop sort of a friendship.
Yeah,
and I think with Franny the Tranny, it comes like a little bit of the comic relief.
Oh yeah,
in the movie too.
Yeah, Franny kind of jumps in and out of the whole storyline.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, it's a character that you'll enjoy once you see him or her, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Definitely. They had some good, like, kind of even smaller than that character. Like when they go to the bar to have the drink, the bartender Frankie Feets.
Yeah.
The bartender he's got a foot fetish and they call him Frankie Feets. Even just little shit like that. These little characters that they throw in there was fucking great. And
one of the parts that really got me, I think George was talking to Franny the Tranny, and some quote that he had was, "The winner keeps the assholes inside, and the winner is for the wolves." And then he starts howling. He's like, "Ow, ow, ow!" Yeah. Just so random, and the shot or whatever, it's like kind of a, I don't know if it's
from like the rooftop.
Shot. It's a rooftop shot. Yeah, which
starts on his face,
zooms out.
Yeah, I love
and
that.
It was just, I don't know, there's something about that. I was like, this is different.
Yeah, oh yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
but I thought I'd just throw that out there.
They did.
Cool little quote.
Yeah, they had those little moments of some comic relief, which this movie going into it. I was kind of surprised that it had, I don't know if I was surprised, but it just had a darker, more serious tone to it than I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be a little more goofy, comical, but it wasn't at all. I mean, it had, those, like I said, those little things like Franny the Tranny and stuff like that to kind of make you chuckle, but it was definitely a lot darker and more serious than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, for sure.
And that helped. I mean, it totally worked, and I got, I think a lot more sucked into it because of that, and I got actually a lot more emotionally involved with the characters, than I thought I was gonna.
Oh, I agree. The next character we actually get to know is Tony. He's a tenant in the apartment.
Oh, is that the meathead?
The meathead.
Yeah.
And then Tony, goes up. He starts bossing George around, saying he needs, maintenance in his apartment and get this shit done right away.
Yeah.
And he says he needs a shower head, a new shower head or whatever. So George, goes up when he's gone, installs a new shower head, and he ends up fucking jerking off into his tube socks or whatever.
Yeah.
And then fucking Tony comes home. He finds a dirty, rotten tube sock. That's still, still slimy or whatever.
Yeah.
And gets all fucking pissed off at George. Which is also good. So, after that, Tony, I really don't want to give away, but Tony gets what's coming to him.
Yeah, he goes after George for that. Mm-hmm. That's a little bit later.
It's a little bit later, yeah.
He comes back. But
mention me at the Russian whore.
Yes, yeah, which we see her a few times until we really get to know her. We see her kind of here and there. Olga, her name, played by Manoush, who, like I said at the top of the segment, is just great, mean as ever in this one. But even her character, they give a little backstory on her.
Yeah,
at one point, and you almost feel bad for her too. I mean, and this chick makes fucking snuff movies.
Yeah,
but you gotta, at one point you feel bad for her. She's got a sympathetic, backstory, and I love how they did all that, because you're like kind of almost wanting to like these people that you really shouldn't,
And it's a funny thing you're talking about her background is that whole scene George is having dinner with a Russian. Mm-hmm. She tells him about her past. Mm-hmm. There's like a very cool like video montage about her past.
Yeah.
That I saw that, I was like, wow, this movie is fucking, this is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's that whole part in the movie is what kind of started me actually like, okay, this movie, I like where this is going, and I'm starting to get into it a lot more. So I don't know.
Yeah, the guy that actually a little tidbit there. The guy that played her dad in the flashbacks.
Okay.
The kind of chunkier, bald guy or whatever.
Yeah.
That was actually his name's Andrei Iskanov, and he's a director. He's done. He did like Visions of Suffering, a movie called Philosophy of a Knife. I believe that. I'm pretty sure that was Andrei Iskanov. But Philosophy of a Knife, I've seen some. His movies are really like fucking surreal and like pretty brutal. I still haven't finished Philosophy of a Knife yet because it's like 4 hours long.
Yeah.
But I heard it's just like there was some brutal shit that I saw, but I heard it's just it gets ridiculous. But anyway, little sidestep there. Yeah.
And then it kind of jumps into George. I mean, he has this thing where he wants people to, believe what he believes. So he wants to give Karen and Andre a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And of course they want nothing to do with Christmas.
Wasn't he like a more Jehovah's Witness or something?
Andre was a Jehovah's Witness,
and then she's Jewish.
She's Jewish. He wanted nothing to do with it, and. He kind of, he does it out of the, goodness of his soul or whatever.
He means well.
Means well, and then he kind of takes offense to it once they kind of slap him in the face by saying they don't want it.
Yeah, they told him not to worry about it, but he goes ahead and he brings a tree up anyway. Because they said they didn't want the mess, with all the pine needles and all that shit. So he brings them a plastic tree. He's like, hey, look, see, no mess. Let me set it up for you. And, And so they get pissed off and they tell him just to get the fuck out. And then he gets fucking pissed.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it, too, his little, whenever somebody gives him shit, he'll just go off and do his thing and he's just muttering to himself the whole time, motherfucker, take the fucking tree. He like freaks out. I love that whole freak out scene when he's freaking out because they didn't take the tree. That was great.
And after that, we kind of meet another tenant named Kathy and find out a little story about her and a cat.
Mr. Horowitz's cat.
Yeah. And if you kill cats, fucking George isn't going to like it. Let me just say that.
Yeah. You better be good to those cats.
So, yeah, a detective comes around, and you kind of want to talk about the detective that comes around talking about...
Oh, yeah,
for information about Kathy?
Yeah, she ends up missing, let's say.
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot of other shit going on here too that we're not telling you. Some stuff with Olga Manusha's character. Her and George kind of become friends. There's like a whole thing with that, but I won't go into that. I don't want to give everything away. But yeah, this detective ends up coming into the picture. Detective Sardusky, played by Ron Braunstein. He was fucking just great. Yeah, he was, just so fucking sleazy and, oh man, just such a piece of shit. There was one...
He's a typical New Yorker.
Yeah, yeah. No, he was just, fucking...
Is this the rapper?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he was a fucking trip, dude. I don't know, where, he just, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it. He was just fucking sleazy as hell. And, there was one scene in particular when he busts into these people's apartment, kind of a little coke den.
That's my favorite scene of the movie.
Oh man, that was just fucked up.
Once I saw that, I was like, I think Lush is going to really dig this.
Yeah, and I did. Yeah, it was pretty.
See it for yourself.
But he ends up he comes around asking about the missing tenant and all that, and. After a while, he ends up... it's obvious pretty quickly that he's a fucking dirty cop.
Yeah.
And so then he ends up offering to help George, with some issues that he's having. And then, shit gets all fucked up with that. But, and then
And then it kind of jumps into a Friday the training comes back in.
Yeah, it's Christmas Day.
Christmas Day, and they take advantage of the tenants being out of town.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah,
and,
Andre and Karen, leave.
And George tries to make a tranny, let's just say heterosexual.
Yeah. That's after they go into Andre and Karen's apartment.
Yeah.
And George pretty much fucks their ice cream.
Yeah.
They got a little Ben and Jerry's in there, and George fucks it.
George and Jerry's.
Yeah. He put a little George and Ben and Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, they have their own little kind of Christmas celebration in the apartment. But then he tries to make a man out of Franny the Tranny. And that's just that was pretty messed up too.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. You'll see what we're talking about. And so and during this whole time, all the stuff that we've talked about, you just kind of see, you're watching George kind of slip further and further down,
Mm-hmm.
He's just getting more and more fucking just crazy, pretty much. And it all builds and it comes to a head at the end, And there is a twist at the end. Or is there anything else that you want to talk about?
Yes, I do.
Before we get toward the end of it?
My favorite quote in the movie, I think it's Sardusky, not the lieutenant, the fucking detective.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Never look a pimp in the eyes, bitch." I love that scene, and that is a scene where he's in the house with the cokeheads and everything, and the drug addicts, and you'll know what I'm saying once you see it. So that scene's just fucking great, and I love that quote.
Yeah. That was good. Oh, man. So, everything, all these different elements, and all the characters, everything just kind of comes to a fucking head towards the end. And, I won't give any little bit of that away.
No.
But there is one twist to it at the end that I honestly, I kind of suspected there might be something weird going on as the movie was going along.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But it did kind of catch me off guard. The little twist at the end. I had my little suspicions, but I didn't know if they were gonna go there. But it was a good little twist at the end, I thought.
I knew a part of it that it would go there, but the other part I was like, it could not.
Yeah,
and it did.
Yeah.
So, but which made it cool. I liked it.
Yeah,
and
it made made it even more sad. Like you felt even worse for George. After this twist, I thought I did anyway. Yeah, like I said, he's I thought he was a pretty sympathetic character. Regardless of all the fucked up shit he was doing, and
you know what? I thought he was awesome in it. Like, he hit the role of the T. I loved his character. I thought he did a great job. He stole the show for me, I thought.
Oh yeah, Dimitri Kalis was fucking amazing in it.
I agree.
Did not expect that.
And was this? This is the first movie I saw Dimitri in, wasn't it?
I think he was in Evan Makrogiannis and Brian Weaver. This was their second film.
Okay.
They had a movie before this called The Turnpike Killer, which I've heard was pretty good too. And I think Dimitri was in that.
Was
also,
he?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll have to take a look at that because
we'll have to try to get a hold of that flick too.
I really liked him in this, so.
Yeah, he was fucking great, and I don't know why this movie is not getting all kinds of recognition.
No buzz, man. Nobody's talking about this movie.
I've heard it around, in some channels, but I know our friends at Horror Happy Hour. They were the ones that turned me on to this movie. And I heard about it through them, and obviously they this movie is a New York indie film, and they actually, I believe, went to the premiere of it in New York. So they've been behind it from the get-go.
Yeah.
And as soon as I heard about it and saw a trailer for it, I was like, "Fuck, I want to see this movie." So I just been talking about it nonstop, and. So, I don't know. I know, I think it was Dave from Horror Happy Hour that said it came out the same time as, House of the Devil came out.
Okay.
And people were just I don't know, talking more about House of the Devil than
which is a great movie. I love House of the Devil, which we covered in the second episode.
Yeah. But I like House of the Devil too. I think I like this one more, honestly.
I don't want to compare them.
They are
two different movies.
They are two different kinds of movies. True.
Yeah.
This one, I mean, I don't know.
This is exploitation.
Yeah.
You know what? I was talking to Lush earlier this week and telling my rating about the movie. And I was saying, I give it, a 7 out of 10. I really liked it. And, but, there were some things that, I didn't like so much. But then I let it sit for a few days. Mm-hmm. And I jumped to, an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Because just the whole, his character just, really got me. And I thought, it was very unique. I mean, I haven't seen any new exploitation movie like this, for a while.
This was written very well. I really enjoyed the writing.
Oh, I agree.
Those guys did a hell of a job.
And just a good amount of gore,
Mm-hmm.
Good amount of, sleaze and everything. I mean, it was, really crazy, but...
We saw the screener copy.
Yeah.
And this movie, I mean, we'll definitely mention, too, that it is available right now on Amazon.com for purchase. I think it's like $20.
$20, the Red Scare Edition.
The Red Scare Edition.
Which I am going to buy.
Me, too. I plan on purchasing that.
Because I think you get a bunch of, lobby cards and shit in it. And I don't know if you get some special features or not with the DVD.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fucking buy it. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
This is one exploitation movie, This one and Hobo with a Shotgun. I mean, the acting in Hobo with a Shotgun might be, they're both bad, but, there's, of course, a bigger budget with Hobo.
Right.
But,
and that one was a lot more, it was just goofier.
More goofy. But this one, I don't know. This one just got to me. I didn't think I liked it this much.
Yeah.
You were talking about it and got the screener. I wasn't too excited about it. I was like, I'll check it out. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoyed this movie. I would highly recommend checking it out.
Yeah, it kind of, it stuck with me for, for a day or so.
And I like to watch it again, which is the funny thing. I mean, most of these movies, I'm like, I saw it once. I won't watch it again. I won't revisit it. Mm-hmm. But this one, I'm definitely going to revisit.
For sure.
I would like to revisit it, on the copy I buy, because, I want to see the, special features or whatnot.
Right. Yeah, I think there's, more gore.
Yeah.
Stuff that they didn't add to the original version.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Very looking forward to seeing that.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty much it, I'd say, huh? As far as my rating goes, I give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
There was just a couple, little, nitpicky things that I had about it, which I won't even mention because they're just fucking, I don't know, stupid. There was one thing, I don't know, I guess one thing, there was, a time... a timing. I don't even know how to put it. There's one point where he's after he leaves the bar after they have that bar fight.
Yeah.
He gets on the subway train and then he's walking and it looks like it's morning or daytime.
Oh yeah.
And then he goes into the people's apartment and then it's night all of a sudden. Which I was like, wait, hold on, where did a day pass or what's going on?
Yeah.
But that it was so minute and so small that that plus I could have used a little more Rain Brown.
Yeah.
Because she's hot.
I agree.
So those two things I say, kept it from me giving it a 10. But, it was just stupid little shit. But yeah, I fucking love this movie. I really fucking love this movie.
And you'll definitely want to, I love the ending too. You might, some people might see it coming, but some people might not see it coming.
Yeah.
So, I really enjoyed the ending and... I don't know.
Like I said before, I look very forward to seeing more from these guys because this was just fucking great. If they can keep up this momentum, I hope they definitely start getting the recognition that they deserve because they fucking deserve it.
Oh, I agree.
They're New York filmmakers, and I thought they captured that good. Kind of 42nd Street feel, in some of the scenes when he's walking, and shit like that. They definitely kind of got that feel.
the Grindhouse-esque.
Yeah, like that, just that era, stuff like, because I know those guys are big fans of like William Lustig, like Maniac and shit like that. Abel Ferrara, I think I saw that they really like his stuff too, like Miss 45.
And this is the type of film that, would be shown on 42nd Street back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
And, and I haven't, felt that with a lot of films, but this is definitely one that would.
Yeah, and I mean, they're, it did remind me of like Maniac.
I agree.
And not, not in a bad way. I mean, I'm not saying that it was like, oh, they're ripping Maniac off. It was definitely its own thing. But it did remind me a little bit of Maniac, which is a compliment. To them, because I love Maniac.
Oh yeah, and Maniac's king.
Yeah, I love it.
I couldn't compare him to Joe Spinell because Joe Spinell is just. They're two different actors.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, the one thing I will give them is I never really felt any sympathy toward Joe Spinell.
No, I didn't.
Just because he was so fucking creepy.
Yeah.
But in this one, I definitely felt sympathy for a lot of the characters that I probably shouldn't have. You know, and that's I think a great quality of this movie. I think the only one that I didn't feel any kind of sympathy for was Sardusky.
Yeah. Just
because he was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Flat out. But
you felt for Franny the Tranny?
Yeah, I love Franny the Tranny. I'd hang out and eat ice cream with Franny the Tranny and George.
You stick your hand up her skirt and you're holding a fucking tree trunk.
Who's the tree trunk?
That's right.
But, so yeah, anyway. We're,
there's our review. RiverMan gives it 8 out of 10.
I give it 9. Definitely go out and get this movie. Go to Amazon.com and buy this motherfucker.
If you're into, exploitation, type of independent movies, go out and buy it.
Yeah, and spread the word about this movie, too, because more people need to fucking see this. Like I said, it's not getting the recognition that it deserves.
And one of the reasons probably why is because every time I search for it on like Google or something, it comes up with
Joe Pesci.
Super. No.
Oh, Super. James Gunn. Super.
James Gunn. Super.
Okay. Yeah, this is...
Because he threw a the in front of it. The is,
This is the Super. The Super. Yeah.
Which came out in 2010.
And, there is that Joe Pesci movie from the early 90s called The Super.
Yeah.
So if there's a tall black dude holding up Joe Pesci by his collar, that's not the movie we're talking about.
Which, as much as I love Joe Pesci.
No, this is the far superior The Super.
Oh, I agree.
Check it out, spread the word, find this movie and fucking buy it, watch it. I mean, you will not be sorry.
Well, I think we're gonna hit up a break and come back wrap up the show a little bit.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, you're listening to Behind the Mask.
Lush.
RiverMan. Yeah. Hey, you fuck tubes, welcome back.
Hey.
We are back to wrap up the show.
Yeah, we got a couple really one question, kind of one comment, really. So,
yeah.
Go ahead and lead us into the first one there, RiverMan.
Yeah, we got a question from the Chris Blackshear. He's also one of our homies on HorrorHappyHour.com.
Yeah. Max Shear.
And he says, question to ponder. If you're forced into a human centipede midsection, who would you prefer to be in your front, and who shall be behind? He wants our opinion. What was his opinion?
He said Chloe Sevigny in the front and his boss behind him.
I love that, dude.
That's a great...
And the funny thing is, I saw this, I think he posted a week or so ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I was sitting there at work, and I was just starting to crack up, because I was thinking of Blackshear talking about his boss being in the back human centipede. I was like, dude, that guy's right on, man.
Oh, yeah.
I was cracking up. That was great. Yeah. But what about you, Lush?
Holy shit. Off the top of my head, in front, Danielle Harris.
Okay.
And behind, I don't know, the Pope.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that one.
God.
Why not?
Oh, the Catholics love you.
And I love them.
Wow.
That was sarcasm, by the way.
Jeez, okay. Well, I had two different ones.
Yeah, follow that one, dickhole.
Well, I had at first I had Roseanne Barr in front, but then I ended up switching it to Mila Kunis.
There you go.
Or Mina Kunis. What's her fucking name?
Mila Kunis.
Yeah, Mila Kunis.
Make a meal out of her Kunis.
Oh, yeah, I agree. But have her in front, and then they got him back. I was trying to think of, I don't know. I was debating with a lot of people on the forums this week about Zack Snyder, so I'll throw him in back. So he can pretty much eat my shit.
Nice. Nice.
So yeah, Zack Snyder, if you're listening, there you go. But yeah, thanks, Chris. Keep the questions coming.
Yeah, that was a great question.
It caught me off guard when I saw that.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of what RedRocket posted. I think he posted Brad Pitt in front and George Clooney in the back. That's right.
But none of them can shower.
Oh, okay. None of them can shower.
All of them have to be unshowered, also.
Which, Brad Pitt in front wouldn't be a bad thing because I am a Brad Pitt fan. So
his shit comes out blonde.
That's right. Blonde. That's right.
Oh, eBay.
Okay. In the second, I think we have a comment, right?
Yeah, it was a little more of a comment than a question, I think.
All right, we have it from Pat Fury, and we kind of, dipped our nuts into Pat a little earlier with RedRocket and with the music segment, but he was also kind of talking about, we should talk about, the Millennium Trilogy. Which, the girl trilogy.
Yeah, the girl with the dragon tattoo, and the girl who played with fire, and the girl who kicked the hornet's nest.
That's right.
Great movies, by the way.
And which I haven't seen. So,
check them out. Check them out. They're very good.
I'm glad he mentioned them to me because I've seen them on Netflix. I think they're streaming right now, but never really got around to watching them yet. I guess
you'll get sucked in.
I guess they're coming out with American remakes, he was saying.
That's what he says, and I had not... actually, I did hear something about that, and that's just bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why?
Yeah.
Why do they feel that's necessary? Those fucking movies were so good, and the main chicken, though, I think her name's... I don't even know how you say it. It's like Noomi Rapace or something like that.
Okay.
She's fucking great. Like, you just instantly fall in love with her. Like, her character is just so awesome. She was amazing.
Huh.
But yeah, you definitely get like real sucked into those movies. I did anyway. I watched them. I think I watched 3 nights in a row. I watched each movie. Yeah, 3 nights in a row. That's how sucked into them that I got. I was like, fuck, give me 3 more. Give me 3 more of them fucking movies. Those were great.
What do you don't like the whole American made?
No, I don't think it's.
Are
necessary.
they subtitled?
Yeah.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah. I don't think an American remake of those is necessary, and they just came out fucking like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It's just so unnecessary.
Well, they'll probably come out with a remake of Inception or some random new movie too, next year.
Holy fuck!
Which doesn't make any fucking sense, but that's a different time.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Moving on, he talks about Until the Light Takes Us. I think is that a documentary?
I believe so. Yeah.
Which I think is streaming on Netflix. I thought I added it to my queue, Pat. So I will check that out before the next show. Mm-hmm. Then he also talks about The Devil's Chair, which I haven't seen.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen the movie, but I remember seeing the cover for it.
The cover looks great. Yeah,
I think who the fuck is in that? Isn't Michael Madsen? Is he in there?
Yeah, he might be.
I think he might be. Yeah, but yeah, we'll definitely have to give that a watch, though.
Yeah, we'll check those out and let you know about those
for sure.
Yeah, we always want feedback on the Facebook page and
definitely
shit we should watch because
we haven't seen it all. I mean, there's
no.
There's tons of stuff out there that we still haven't seen yet. So if there's something you've seen and you like, let us know. And if we haven't seen it, we'll definitely check it out.
Just like Quado says, we need to open our mind a little bit.
Open your mind.
That's right. So give us some movies we should check out. We're definitely looking forward to those. We'll track them down, Netflix or whatever. But
hell yeah.
Was there anything else you want to talk about before we head out? Or
I don't know. Thanks to Pat and Chris for the questions and comments. We really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Keep that shit coming. And, I mean, thank you to everybody who's been listening and, from day one, or if you're just now getting in on it, welcome. And thank you for checking us out. And keep coming back. I know we had a little bit of it was a little bit longer of a wait, between episodes this time, I think.
Yeah.
We be busy.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get these out to you as quick as we can. So just bear with us, and
we'll keep them coming. Don't worry. Yeah. We're not going to give up on you guys. So.
Yeah. And
just don't give up on us.
That's right. And of course, we want to thank everybody. HorrorHappyHour.com for supporting us as usual and bringing us into their family now. Be looking for the video reviews that are going to be coming soon on our YouTube page and on HorrorHappyHour.com.
Just check out how ugly we look, but
see our pretty faces.
I don't know
So that'll be coming up here soon. Definitely. What else? Check out Exploited Cinema.
Yeah,
another guys that have a great podcast. They're always doing good things over there. So check them out. And as far as the next episode goes, I don't really know what we got coming yet.
We got a few little things. Might have an interview, maybe.
Still working on getting another interview for you guys. It could possibly be on the next episode. I'm working on it. We're going to get it at some point here. I mean, it's a definite thing that we will have this interview. As far as when, that's still up in the air.
We got a stack of movies from Synapse coming, so
we'll be talking more Synapse releases here too.
We might jump into those here in the next show or whatever. So
we got all kinds of stuff in the mix. So we'll just we'll shake it all around and see what comes out on the next show.
That's right. That's what she said.
That's right.
So, and that, you're listening to Behind the Mask with the RiverMan
and Lush. Thank you, all.
We'll see. That?
Go ahead.
We'll see you soon.
Keep it sleazy, motherfucker.
Yeah.